Wherever you are, stay tuned to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7. We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. It's Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
If you like pina colada.
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Check it out right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now,
The only man to give death a near Johnny experience. Johnny Harden.
What is up, and welcome into a wild one. It's a Tuesday, and it doesn't feel like a Tuesday. It feels like a wild day, and it's beautiful outside, by the way. The city of Memphis is finally not melting. We can go outside. You can listen to us on the Sports 56 mobile app, the Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. You can listen to us on Twitter. You can watch us. You can hit us on Instagram, YouTube, Periscope. Listen to us on our two FM channels, 96.1, 87.7 FM, and, of course, the original gangster, AM 560. You can do anything. Make sure you have that app, though, because that's bad to the bone. But whatever I'm trying to say is, whatever you do, don't touch that dial, because we are going to rock and fire all day long, all day strong. We have a lot for you. We had a little change in plans. In fact, it happened so fast that I'm telling Gabe Kuhn right now. John Luke McCord is joining us at 2:05. He just let me know a little something happened, and that's how sometimes live radio goes. And he says, "Love you, bro. I got a major problem. Can we please rock at 2:05? I got a 1:30. And I text back, "Hey, I'm on air, but cool. I'm telling the people now." And Kuhn knows. No, but what we're going to do is John Luke McCord. We're going to talk college football at 2:05 today. Then I'm going to take you straight into Hardenwood, where it feels so good. I'm going to wrap you up with a pick of the day. Don't listen to Kuhn ever again. If you would have listened to me and taken taking the Bears, you would have been fine. If you listen to Gabe, you lost a lot of money. And then if you would have listened to Gabe like I did last night and gone down to Tunica and got so weirded out that you only bet $75, you feel like you lost all your money. Like, I feel like I lost $325.
They turned the ball over 5 times. I couldn't have seen that one coming. Good Lord. Good Lord.
They are Washington. No. I love having fun with my man Kuhn, and you can have fun with him too at G_Kuhn71. You can have fun with me on Twitter. We both like to go back and forth. Don't ever take anything that we send to heart or personal. We literally, at least I know it doesn't always come across sarcasm and humor on these things, but 90% of the time I'm trying to either come with something that will help make you have a happy smile and make you feel good, something stupid, something sweet, maybe something informative, or let's just be real, I'm busting you know what? I'm busting your chops. I'm busting chops, and I've been busting chops all day, having a lot of fun. Went to the car dealership, had some pretty good news. Actually, gotta say, it's nice sitting there. It sucks sitting there for 3 hours, but after 3 hours, when they come back and they say they can't find anything wrong, and the sensor just must have gone off, and we turned the sensor off for you, Mr. Harden, here's your keys back, and you don't know nothing, honest to goodness, I'll sit there for 3 hours. But guess what I did while I was sitting there? Talked with Evan Barnes, went Twitter crazy here and there, and then I watched Lisa Lampanelli. Don't know how I don't know who Lisa I haven't seen Lisa Lampanelli before. If you've ever seen her, you know this woman has no filter. And I have to say, she is now officially my favorite new comics. Now, I have not seen anything but this 5-minute bit she did, but for 5 minutes, she got in more laughs. Like, I cried so hard. She was and like, obviously this was like a Donald Trump roast or something, because he was there and she was and Snoop was there and all these people were there, and she was making so much fun. She was telling him, she's like, Snoop, last time I saw you, I heard a rumor that you wanted to, get to know me. She's like, if I was going to get to know a skinny black man with braids, I'd date Alicia Keys. Then he came back with Donald Trump and said, hey, Donald, everybody's going to roast you because of your looks. They're going to make fun of your hair. But don't worry about it. I've seen you with so many models in your lifetime. In fact, I've seen you with so many models, you've ruined more models' career than even bulimia. I'm like, dude, this lady's filter is like completely off. And let me tell you something. I tone that down so much it's not even funny. And the things that I want to tell you that she said can't even come close. Couldn't figure out a way to try to get this thing around the FCC. So anybody, if you have heard of her, and a lot of people have, but then I went out and me and Gabe were out, we sat down and asked like 4 people, did anybody hear of her? Nope. So I don't feel like I'm the last person on planet Earth, but I also feel like dadgummit, when there's a good, funny comedian, you got to say, hey, check her out, because today I was laughing so hard she made me cry. And we need good comedy out there. We need people who aren't afraid to push the envelope.
Redskins football was comedy last night.
That's where we were going now.
Good transition right there.
What a transition, because last night we got to see all the comedy we wanted to. Case Keenum, holy, like, what do you say right now? And what do you say about Gruden? And I'm not talking about his brother Chucky. I'm talking about John.
Look. Here's my problem. I picked them plus 5.5 because he hadn't thrown a pick all year. First half he throws 3. And he fumbles the ball twice, and they miss a field goal. I can admit I made a bad pick, but golly, I don't think the Bears are where they should be either, personally.
This is a very interesting conversation because the Bears, like some could argue, the Bears defense finally showed up and played what the Bears defense is going to play like. And I can see that happening. Khalil Mack forces turnovers like nobody. Aaron Donald is considered the most dominant force in football. I'm taking Khalil Mack every day. Listen, I love Reggie White. One of my favorite players. Met him, the Minister of Defense. Love him. Rest in peace, Reggie. But man, LT was the guy. I'm taking LT over even Reggie White all day. I'm taking Khalil Mack all day over even Aaron Donald. I know they're different positions, but if I'm starting a defense, I want to put a guy who can make plays, who can force fumbles, intercept the ball, pressure, tackle the running back, cover somebody. I mean, he does a little bit of everything.
Khalil Mack, closest thing to Lawrence Taylor we've seen?
Closest thing to Lawrence Taylor I've ever seen. Ever since I've been watching this game, he is I'm like, dang, he looks a lot like Lawrence coming off that edge, man. Now, different styles in some aspect, but yes, he is the closest thing I've seen in a long time. And it's a different ball game. You don't get to kill a quarterback the way they did back then, and I don't think you can do a whole bunch of yayo before a game either.
So is today a day where a lot of people, all the Mitch Trubisky lovers, are going to come out and try to act like he had a good game? No,
they're going to say he had a great game, and I'm here to talk to y'all, and we're going to have a reckoning, a day of reality. We are going to wake up, and all of us are going to have this real conversation. If you want to join it, 901-360-8255 at the First Bank phone lines, First Bank text lines, 901-67129. Why did I say 901? First Bank text line, 67129. Send 56 join to 67129. I guess I just got the Memphis on the brain. We're playing Navy on Thursday. I'm thinking about Memphis a lot. But now, I got to tell you about last night in football. Then me and Gabe are going to rank the best teams in the NFL, in the AFC, and the NFC, the 2 best teams. We're also going to tell you the worst 2 teams. Then what we're going to do at 1:30, we are going to flex our dead gum muscles, okay? So get ready to flex your muscles at 1:30 today. I need 3 callers to 901-360-8255. And all I want you to do is tell me who is going to win the Super Bowl and why. How simple is that? You can pick your team. You can go homerisms. You can look at some statistical facts. You can go anywhere you want to go with this. But we're going to kind of start the conversation off here in just a minute. But before I do, I want to remind you, Ocean Blue, in all honesty, the best seafood bar in all of the city. I promise. It's out in Bartlett. It's on Stage Road. And I'm going to tell you right now, at 3 o'clock, they start their happy hour. That bad boy lasts till 6 o'clock. You say you heard it right here. They'll extend it 2 hours to 8 o'clock. You get happy hour from 3 to 8. That's the wettest happy hour, period. $3 fireballs, $4 shots of tequila, $5 shots of Jameson. Plus, again, the best seafood ever. You'll love Ocean Blue. I love it hot. 6600 Stage Road, 118, Suite 118 in Bartlett, Tennessee. Put it in your GPS, 38134. Now, I talk Ocean Blue. You get to flex your muscles because of Ocean Blue, and somebody's going to win $25. Congratulations. It's going to be awesome. But I'm going to tell you right now, the Bears' defense is awesome. But Mitch Trubisky, the Bears' defense is Super Bowl caliber. The Bears' defense is, let's just be real, they're real damn good.
And some of their offensive skill positions are very good too.
Clinton Dix don't play no games.
I think
Danny Trevathan out of Kentucky.
Their defense is one of the best in the league. But
Fuller.
Offensively, I think they're missing one position, in my opinion.
What about Leonard Floyd out of Georgia? They got a lot of SEC dudes. I like that too. Then Khalil Mack, Prince and Mukamura. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was thinking about that defense. What'd you say? I literally wasn't listening.
I'm saying on that offense, I think it's clear what's missing.
Yeah, quarterback.
Yeah,
dude. It's simple. By the way, what's always going to people are going to forget? He came out number 2 in his draft class,
and they traded up to get him.
But people aren't going to people are like, well, wait, who was drafted in this class? Let me tell you who was number 10. Patrick Mahomes. Let me tell you who was 12. Deshaun Watson. Do you see what D-Dub did this week with the Texans? Oh, leading them on that comeback, baby. How you like me now? And have y'all seen Patrick Mahomes? That dude is bad to the bone. By the way, there was a tweet. I just want to do a quick sidebar before I go back to killing Mitch Trubisky and absolutely loving their defense. Holy guacamole. But this new Troy Aikman, have y'all seen this? He's
a Twitter troll.
Dude, I love Troy Aikman, the new Troy Aikman. I used to think of as always a very reserved dude, didn't say much. I thought in the booth at first he was kind of boring. He's been all over the place, and he's been on fire. There was a tweet last night by the Athletic Kansas City, or 19 hours ago, and it says Patrick Mahomes has thrown 36% of Troy Aikman's career touchdowns in about 8% of the games. Now, he came back with, talk to me when he has 33% of my Super Bowl titles. Damn! That's called clapping back, son. And I got to say, I like the new Troy back. He clapped back to Doug Gottlieb this year. Got a little trouble with Fox. Now he's clapping back to, dudes over at The Athletic. I'm telling you, I like this new Troy. Whatever y'all think, I don't know. It's cool, but I'm going to tell you one thing. I love new Troy. Also have to say, do not love Mitch Trubisky as he is not the next coming. He is, look at the quarterbacks that we all have talked about of late. They've been a lot of young guys. And another little interesting sidebar, because, we talk about Patrick Mahomes, we talk Deshaun Watson, Baker Mayfield. We're now talking Daniel Jones. Again, the number 2 quarterback in the 2017 draft, Mitch Trubisky, we really aren't talking about, because last night he went 25 of 31 for 231 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, had a 56 QBR. Okay? He took 3 sacks.
Statistically, he looked fine last night.
Okay, but if you watch the game, don't tell me that you didn't see the first touchdown was by who?
The defense.
The defense. Who dominated the game? The defense.
When he stopped getting turnovers, how many points did they score in the second half? 3.
I was going to say
3.
Did they get a field goal?
3. The first half, they turned. The Redskins turned the ball over 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
And it was easy for him. He was just picking them apart. Second half came, he threw a red zone pick that was just he has stinkers like that all the time. I get tired of watching him and missing open guy after open guy. He has so much talent on that side of the ball, a decent O-line, and he still can't make it happen.
Well, the problem is we all say Matt Nagy's a great mind. We all say he's got great wide receivers. He's got the line. He's got everything.
Been shaky. He's been a shaky play caller at times.
But let me tell you something. This is what I was going to say. His this year, do you know how many touchdown passes he has? 3. And they were all from last night. Going into last night, he had 0. That is not good, and he had 2 interceptions. That, again, is not good. I mean, I'm just saying, you got to...
It's rare that I come out of a Monday Night Football game where a guy had decent statistics and won the game by 13 points, or more than 13, by 16 points, and I say he's a problem.
32 starting
Like
quarterbacks
he's an
in the
issue
NFL.
for that team.
By the way, do you know what he's ranked right now statistically in total QBR for starting quarterbacks through 3 weeks?
Probably very low.
29th. 29th. That is correct, sir. You heard me correct, sir. 29th, yo. Not very good. Now, what I'm trying to say, though, I want to talk about some stuff that is good. And I'm going to tell you something that's very interesting. And we are going to talk about something I think that is super good. And we are talking about these young, great quarterbacks. And Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes will always be compared to Mitch Trubisky because the Bears traded up all the way to number 2 to take him. And again, Patrick went 10. D-Dub went number 12. But this is what's going to be also crazy. I want to talk later on about the De'Aaron King quarterback situation, so that's going to be fun. But the other quarterback things I want to talk about is, have you ever thought about how good the New England Patriots organization realistically is? And what I'm going to say to you, I want you to think about it. We're talking about quarterbacks, right? We're talking about quarterbacks and how, you know, a franchise had the number 2 pick. The Bears have tried this for year in and year out. Since, you know, McMahon, they haven't, blah, 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 blah. Sexy Rexy's the one who took them to the deadgum Super Bowl. It's always been defense. We've seen so many teams miss on quarterbacks. We have seen so many organizations who couldn't pick a quarterback to save their life. Think about the Browns and that long list. It was amazing. What was it, like 24?
I mean, just think about the fact that Mitch Trubisky was taking over Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes. It's very clear.
Yes. They're
A lot of positions they can scout and they can draft, but QB is one that has been a mystery.
Except for the Patriots. And how come I'm saying this? Do you know that right now, as we talk, do you know there's 3 quarterbacks that started their career in New England that are starting in the NFL? You have Tom Brady. He's undefeated. You have Jimmy G. He's undefeated. You also have Jacoby Brissett, who's 2-1, correct? So that's 8-1. That's 3 quarterbacks that, guess what? We're all drafted by the damn Patriots, and they got 3 quarterbacks starting in the NFL. So it looks like the Patriots can actually draft quarterbacks or coach them up or do something, because 3 of them that started their career right now are 8-1 this season. And the Bears go up and pick number 2, Mitch Trubisky. Smoking crack, man. Woo-wee. But anyway. Now it's time for me. By the way, Gabe, we don't have much time, so we don't got to pull out the big board. But I wanted to give the top 2 teams. And you already heard me. I'm basically going to say New England. And the reason
I was going to say, if you don't pick the Pats in the AFC, what are you doing?
I was going to say you're an idiot. And the reason I say that is their defense always shows up. Nobody is a better planner for one game than, you know, Belichick. Let's just be real. Again, I just told you how this organization has 3 quarterbacks starting in the National Football League. 3 of them. And they're 8-1. Brissett, Jimmy, and Tom. I mean, come on. It's unbelievable. But they aren't just plus 89 this year in victories margin. By the way, that's over 30 points per game. They're not just, you know, dominating people like it's going out of style. They are New England, and Tom Brady looks great. And just because Antonio Brown is a moron and was there for 1 week, I don't think that, 10 days, 11 days?
11.
I don't think that was able to sink the ship. They got rid of him in time. I think the Patriots are going to be okay. I have them obviously number 1 in the AFC and number 1 overall in the NFL. Now goes to Gabe.
I'm AFC. AFC, I'm going the Pats.
Pats,
and
too?
I think that's the best team in the league, and that's my Super Bowl favorite as of right now. Obviously, it's way, way, way too early to actually have a real prediction. But out of the NFC, I'm liking the Cowboys, man. I'm liking what I'm seeing out of the Cowboys. Dak looks a little better. Obviously, their level of competition hasn't been great. They've played the Giants, the Redskins, and the Dolphins. But I think that team looks improved, and this is if there was a year to get it done, it's going to have to be this year, right? Because now they're going to have to pay a whole bunch of money.
Well, I don't know if you saw this. I put out a question yesterday. A question this morning on Twitter. Are they going to have to pay over or under $35 million per year for Dak? And the reason I said that is because I think the Cowboys screwed up and they played themselves. Because I don't know if they expected this, but here's what I'm trying to tell you. Through 3 games, do you know where Dak Prescott is? He has 920 yards, 10 touchdowns, a completion percentage of 74.5%, and a QBR of 90.4. Guess what? That leads all of the NFL and beats our man Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes has the same amount of touchdowns. He's only completing 71.9% of his passes. So, yes, Dak has him there. Dak has him in total QBR, 90.4 to 89.6. But Patrick does have him in 1,195 yards. We're 920, not much different. Both 10. I'm just saying, Dak Prescott is paying himself. How many free agents have we seen walk into a free agent year where other teams can actually bid for you and not just broke the damn bank? I think Dallas played themselves, and they played the wrong damn hand. Dak now is going to own them, and I mean own them big time. And guess what? They gave DeMarcus Lawrence $65 million, Ezekiel Elliott $50 million, Jalen Smith $35.4 million, and Lyle Collins a $35 million deal. All this stuff was guaranteed. This is guaranteed money, by the way, I'm talking about. I don't talk about the funny money. I only talk about guaranteed money. Dak has $2 million he's made after this year in his career. Again, if he plays right into free agency until the end of this year and they don't get him signed now, he is going to get $40 million a year. You just don't see guys come into a great year. I mean, Carson Wentz got paid and he was injured. Goff was horrible in the Super Bowl and got paid. Quarterbacks get paid. And man, Dak's going to get paid. And guess what? That defense is the real deal. Holyfield. Zeke's the real deal. Tony Pollard's doing his thing. Everybody, that offensive line. Hey, they say the big uglies win, right? Who's got a better offensive and defensive line combination than the Dallas Cowboys? Nobody. I think they're number 1 in the NFC with me. And guess what? Number 2 is I just compared Dak to Patrick Mahomes. I got Kansas City number 2 in the AFC, right behind, of course, the Patriots. And the reason I have them number 2 is, let's be real. We watched Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson go off last week. 2 young guys that we're going to get to watch go off against each other for a long time. They're the future. They're fun. It was awesome. But Patrick Mahomes just comes out on top. And he's a bad dude. And I just expect it again to be at the end of the year. It's going to be Tom. It's going to be the rifle. It's going to be the red rifle.
They got to tighten up that defense,
yes,
man,
they
if they
do.
want to get to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl. They have to tighten up that defense. That's my only problem with the Chiefs.
I think we're going to have a different NFC number 2, though. This is going to be interesting. I'm going to go. You're going to laugh. Usually I would say, well, it's got to be Los Angeles Rams with Aaron Donald and, oh, that sexy Sean McVay who just married the supermodel, and they're so smart and great offensively. They're like the Bill Belichick of the West, of the left coast.
I'm not picking them either. So we might
You're
be on
not?
the same page. Yeah, no.
Oh
I don't
my
think they
gosh.
look near. They're not near the team they were last year.
Me neither. And I can't go with the San Francisco 49ers and Jimmy G. I can't because
Can I
it's
say-
too
can I
young.
say
I
this?
like Kyle Shanahan and I like Jimmy G.
Here's my pick.
Is it San Francisco?
Packers.
That's who mine is. Aaron Rodgers with a defense.
Aaron Rodgers looks great. That defense with
That's where I was
Zadarius
going.
Smith and Preston Smith on the edges looks so much better than it did a year ago. And they've been drafting cornerbacks and defensive backs forever, so they have tightened up so much, and they're 3-0 right now.
All
they
you
look
have
great.
to do is tell me you have Aaron Rodgers on offense and you're going to give me a defense. Because if you
So
give
we're
Aaron
we're in
Rodgers,
agreement on all this,
I did
huh?
not expect us to agree on the Packers. That was
Wow.
when I totally thought we were definitely going to disagree. But yep, we agreed. And now coming up next, it's time for you to flex your muscles.
What's the question?
The question is, Ocean Blue is the best seafood restaurant in the world, but who is going to be the team that holds up the Lombardi Trophy at the end of the year? Who is your Super Bowl pick? Why? Tell us. But first, you got to call 901-360-8255. That's 901-360-8255 during the break. Win $25 to Ocean Blue Seafood Bar and Grill. Tell us who you think's going to make the Super Bowl and why. Don't you dare touch that dial. We'll be right back. Sports 56, 96.1, and of course, 87.7 FM.
Take Sports 56 with you on your phone or tablet. Download our official Sports 56 app today.
Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical, not for sale to minors. Website restricted to adults 21 and over.
Let's be real. Most smokers aren't looking for some overcomplicated vaping machine. That's why we created MyBlue. MyBlue is simple. Our pre-filled liquid pods mean there's no mess. One charge and MyBlue lasts all day. And with our range of flavors and nicotine options, you have a choice. MyBlue answers on what matters for smokers. Real nicotine satisfaction. And right now, try MyBlue for $1 at select retailers or myblue.com.
Sunrise on Jefferson is perfect for just about everyone. If you're a busy professional on your way into work, Sunrise is the ideal place to pick up a cup of coffee and a biscuit sandwich. Or maybe you just want to have a casual breakfast meeting away from the office, or you want to grab a classic lunch served fast and fresh. Whether you want to dine in or carry out, there's really nothing in Memphis that compares to Sunrise. Whatever you're looking for, breakfast or lunch, chances are it can be found at Sunrise on Jefferson.
Gun enthusiasts in the Mid-South know all about guns and ammo at 3615 Summer and 577 Goodman Road, Suite 4 at the corner of Goodman and Elmore in South Haven, because they carry the largest selection of both guns and ammo in the area. They are authorized dealers of Colt, Benelli, CZ, Smith & Wesson, Glock, Ruger, Sig Sauer, Vergara, and a lot more. If you or someone you know is looking for something for self-defense, competition, hunting, or just something that goes boom, then get to Guns and Ammo, 3615 Summer in Memphis and 577 Goodman Road, Suite 4 at the corner of Goodman and Elmore in South Haven.
Hi friends, Bill Russell at Russell Brothers Jewelers. Did you know that September has one of the most beautiful and desirable birthstones of all the gemstones that nature created? That's right, the sapphire is September's birthstone, and if your lady has a birthday this month or an anniversary, a stunning gift of jewelry with a gorgeous blue sapphire in it would make you brownie points for a long time. A ring or a bracelet, earrings or a pendant, you cannot make a mistake with a little box from Russell Brothers that has an exquisite piece of sapphire and diamond jewelry right in the center. And when she puts it on and you see that smile, you will know that you made the perfect selection. Fine jewelry is never out of style, and a gift from our large collection of sapphire jewelry accented with diamonds will keep her eyes sparkling for a long time. At Russell Brothers Jewelers, we've been offering the finest in beauty, quality, value, and service to Memphians and Mid-Southerners for almost 35 years. Come see us and let us show you what a full-service jewelry store looks like. Russell Brothers Jewelers, 4646 Poplar at Perkins.
Looking for a great place to deposit your money? Try First Bank. Competitive CD rates, a money market that moves with Wall Street prime and interest-bearing checking account options. Not to mention their friendly bankers who make decisions locally. To find out more, stop by one of First Bank's 3 local branches. 6482 Poplar Avenue, just east of International Paper. 8398 Highway 64 across from Wolf Chase. And 6280 Highway 64 in Oakland. Or visit firstbankonline.com. Member FDIC. AC trouble? Make your first call your last call. Call Air Doctors of Memphis, 901-598-HVAC. Owner Matt Davis is a third-generation full-service air conditioning specialist. Air Doctors of Memphis services all major brands, and labor and parts are guaranteed 100%. Their yearly AC checkup is only $60, and 24-hour emergency service is billed at normal rates. Your comfort is their highest priority. Contact airdoctorsofmemphis.com or call 901-598-HVAC.
The Spirit Shop is having a broadcast all day Wednesday from 10 a to 6 p. The Spirit Shop is literally pulling out all the stops all day with Sports 56. Sample all your favorite bourbon, beer, and wines. We got a food truck. Come win lots of door prizes. Tickets to the U of M Navy game, $50 gift cards to Neil's Bar and Grill, $50 gift cards to the Butcher Shop, 4 rounds of golf at Wedgwood, including the cart. Make the Spirit Shop your liquor, wine, and beer oasis. 4848 Poplar.
Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
Kick it over here. Kick it.
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Thick and thin, I'm your pusher man. I'm your pusher man.
Welcome back to a little Johnny Radio's Happy Hour, and it's time for us to flex our muscles. Where are you at? You know what flexing your muscles are? Kind of like me when I shut the door. I didn't know how strong I was. I just slammed that bad boy. Sorry about that, Gabe. But you can flex your muscles at 901-360-8255. That's 901-360-8255. You get $25 to Ocean Blue, the best seafood restaurant on planet Earth. Lunch, 11 to 3 daily. The happy hour from 3 to 6 or to 8 if you say you heard it on Johnny Radio's out. They'll extend it 2 hours. And then, of course, they're open 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Friday and Saturday, and 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sunday through Thursday. This is the best seafood bar and grill. It is so good. You will love me, I promise. And we're going to give $25. All you have to do is call 901-360-8255. That's 901-360-8255. You get $25 to Ocean Blue. You can go get $3 shots of Fireball, $5 shots of Jameson tequila, and also my favorite, I love the shrimp with the heads on it. Oh, yeah.
It's an easy question today.
The blue crab. Oh, question is
who's going to win the Super Bowl?
Who's going to win the Super Bowl?
I know it's early, but just give us your best shot.
We're 3 games in. We watch Monday Night Mitch. We watch, I just told y'all how, the Patriots are still the best dead-gum organization in football, and Tom Brady can be old as dirt, but dirt keeps winning. And, yeah, they had that old Antonio Brown fiasco, but guess what? He's gone. They still going to be great. They got Bill Belichick. They got Tom Brady. They're going to have a defense. They always have a defense when they need one. And, again, Tom just gets it done. Or you can come in and talk about Green Bay. And if you don't want a $25 gift card to Ocean Blue Seafood Bar and Grill, don't worry. I know Gabe will take it. And I'll tell you all about Derek King.
And shoot, I was going to say, we can move on.
And that's as simple as that. 901-360-8255. That's 901-360-8255. I see a lot of people on the text line love talking about things. What are y'all all at work and y'all going to get in trouble? I can't call them at work. By the way, just a little quick sidebar. Did you see how many people well, you can't see my phone, but also on the text line. Lisa Lampanelli is super raw, dude. Lisa, somebody just sent me, you've never seen Lisa Lampanelli? Are you serious? I was like, yep. Yeah, she is flat out awesome. But anyway, I'm going to get back to this. LT, one guy came in also and said, LT is a mosquito compared to Reggie White. I bet Reggie could beat him in a 40-yard dash, too. I love the Minister of Defense. I loved him. But if I'm going to pick, the start of a team, I love Reggie White. I'm going to start my team with Lawrence Taylor. And, again, it's kind of like the same thing with Aaron Donald or
Khalil Mack.
Khalil Mack gets fumbles. Did you see how many times he knocked the ball out of Case Keenum's hands? Have you seen him pick the ball off and return it for a touchdown? He forces fumbles. He forces turnovers. He gets sacks. He also makes major tackles. He covers people. He does a little bit of everything. And that's kind of, if you don't realize, that's what Lawrence Taylor did. He had 132 and a half sacks. 132 and a half sacks and 1,089 tackles. He was a linebacker. He was a beast. And you know what? For 260 pounds, that dude was running like a 4.3 40 around that corner. He was balling. And Khalil Mack is the closest thing I've seen to Lawrence Taylor since Lawrence Taylor. And and again, like I said, Reggie White was my favorite player. He's one of the favorite people I've ever met. And yes, he was a beast. He had 198 sacks in his career. He is a monster of a man. Rest in peace. 15 seasons in the National Football League, did not have a drug problem, was a great person, played for the University of Tennessee, recognized as an All-American. Dude, he's a baller. I love Reggie White. But I'm just saying, he's even, a better locker room person. I guess I was just trying to compare, if I'm going to start a defense, the impact that the speed that Khalil Mack and Lawrence Taylor, and yes, Reggie White was fast and big, but the impact that Lawrence Taylor and, my man, like Khalil Mack have.
The speed and strength mixture you've seen out of those two guys, it was just different.
It's just insanity.
And you ask a lot of these NFL coaches who they think the best defensive player of all time was, and Lawrence Taylor's name comes up, 90 times out of 100. He was that good.
Yes, he was.
But
really
De'Aaron King,
that
man,
good.
he's good too.
But now
the
this is
problem
what I
is,
wanna bring up.
look.
Well, hold on. I wanted to tell you, people. First and foremost, we have to explain to people what De'Aaron King is. De'Aaron King. I don't know how many people have noticed. We heard some crazy stuff. Everybody probably has heard the name. He is the quarterback who literally passed Tim Tebow. And if you pass Tim Tebow on a college quarterback list in anything, well, that's doing something. And he did that because that is 15 straight games with a touchdown pass and a touchdown run, beating Tim Tebow's record. Yes, he has run for a touchdown and thrown for a touchdown in 15 consecutive games. The only person to do that before him was Timmy Tebow. Now, guess what? We hear King announces he plans to sit out the rest of the season. You know why? Because there's this new rule called 4 games. You can play 4 games in redshirt. Now, could this be the ultimate, player coach, let's get ready for next year, or is this De'Aaron King looking him out for himself? Because there's 2 things that could happen.
Yeah, Houston started 1-3. Okay, so part of me thinks Dana Holgorsen is sort of plotting up on next season.
Hey, we could have 8 starters on offense and 8 starters on defense next year.
If this is De'Aaron King's decision, I don't think there's any way he stays at Houston. If he made the decision to stay at Houston one more year, that would just be very weird to me. It wouldn't make much sense. Now, if Dana planned up and Holgorsen planned up to, keep him there for next year and try to salvage a good season next year, that would make sense. But from what I see, it just sort of seems like he wants to get out and, go find another place where he can sort of prove his pro prospects.
Now, anyway, he has said he is going to return. The reason his father has said he is, not necessarily going to return. That's why there is this, comment. Again, they started 1-3. They're 4 games in. There's the 4-game redshirt rule. King and Holgorsen realized that if everyone returns next year, and I mentioned this, they have 8 starters on each side of the ball coming back next year, and guess who their out-of-conference opener is? It sure ain't Oklahoma. It's Rice. If you can be the number 1 out of Power 5 and play in a New Year's Bowl, maybe that's what Dana and them are trying to think King. Or if this is King's decision, then he's probably going to leave and go play with Lincoln Riley.
So you think Holgorsen is just chalking this season up as a full-on L? Because at this point, who they have backing him up is not close to what King is. So I feel like this team will absolutely fall off a cliff in conference play if they do this. They might have a losing season
anyway.
Yeah, they might have a losing season. Mm-hmm. They went from favorites against North Texas to absolute dogs once De'Aaron King announced this.
Yeah, you got to think about it.
This team is based upon what De'Aaron King can do.
I mean, this is a legitimate All-American. I mean, this isn't this is a top quarterback. This isn't like a he's not good enough, so he's going to get a transfer porthole. This isn't even Jalen Hurts, who was so awesome but got beat out by a better quarterback in Tua Tagovailoa and is going to go to Oklahoma. Again, this is the best quarterback. This is the best player on their damn team, who is now like, hey, we're 1-3. I'm either going to sit out the rest of this year and come back and play for y'all next year, or I'll probably take my talents to Lincoln to see what my man Lincoln Riley's going to do with me over at Oklahoma. I mean, Lincoln Riley has literally been a quarterback whisperer. If I'm King, to be honest with you, I like Dana, and I might have a great relationship, but I'm just watching Oklahoma every Saturday and being like, if Jalen Hurts can do that, what can I do at Oklahoma?
But this decision, this is going to affect a lot of decisions made down the road for future quarterbacks and future players. To sit out when this is sort of giving up on the season, in my opinion. If he comes back to Houston, this is going to go down as one of the weirdest decisions probably in college football history.
I'm going to tell you right now, no matter what happens with King, this is a very this is kind of a defining factor in football and maybe in college football and in our life. Because, again, we have seen guys sit out bowl games. We saw Bosa at Oklahoma, who did not have a season-ending injury last year. Which one? What?
Ohio State.
What did I say?
You said Oklahoma.
Oh, I don't know. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, you said Bosa.
They played each other. Yeah, Bosa. You know what I'm talking. He sits out at Ohio State, and this was a hernia, and it wasn't like a season-ending injury, but he decided I'm shutting it down just to train for the NFL draft because I'm going to make some money. So we've seen it from someone like that. But again, this is the quarterback who's healthy, who's just saying after 4 games, we're 1-3. I got 1 year left. Nah, I'm good on this year. That's it, basically what he's doing. Period. And you know what? If I'm in that locker room, I want to go say, especially if I'm a senior, bleep you, King. This is my last year to go to a bowl game. But guess what? As a person sitting there talking in this microphone, I kind of understand. So I'm going to let you, Gabe. How would you feel if your quarterback, you have now started, you played in 130, 4? How many games did you play in?
51.
I mean, it was like you know what I'm saying.
50.
It's like ridiculous.
A lot.
Oh, it's something ridiculous.
I would feel a little weird about it, but
you play in 50 games.
I'm always a guy. If I have a teammate, I want what's best for him. Now, if it completely I feel like Dana. If this decision was made by Dana,
do you think he would lose his team?
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying.
I think that's sort of throwing in the towel for a whole season and saying, okay, I don't care if we have a losing season. I don't care if we go to a bowl game.
It's all about next year.
I would be mad at the coach. Would I be mad at De'Aaron? I don't know. If De'Aaron King ends up transferring, I definitely wouldn't be mad at him because, look, you're 1-3 here. Dana Holgorsen hasn't helped you get your prospects where they need to be. If you go to Oklahoma, if you go to another big school, I can understand that because it's better for your career down the road. But if he stays at Houston, it
would be weird.
It'd be really weird. And I know it wouldn't be his decision. If it would sort of be a mutual decision between Holgorsen and him.
It would make me not trust the coaching staff.
Yes.
I would have to say it would absolutely destroy. I think it would actually hurt Dana Holgorsen if King actually came back, even though he's their best damn player. I know that sounds about foolish and stupid and doesn't even sound logical. I'm just saying the precedent he would set. And basically, I don't know how you could ever go into a living room and say, yeah, I'm going to do what's right for your kid when basically anybody can say, wait, hold on. You went 1-3, and then you decided to set your best player and completely wreck everybody's year
the whole
for
season.
The next year. That would make me just be like, you're a quitter. I don't know. That's not how football's supposed to be. You get to play once a week, baby. On Saturday, it's time to mount up, baby. Let's roll. That would bother me.
I think this is more of if Holgorsen made this decision, it's on him, and I think he would lose a lot of the players in that locker room. If this was his decision and he said, hey, De'Aaron, I want you to stop playing this year so we can have you next year. This season's a wash. I don't care about this season.
How cool is it, though, dude? Houston, long live the king. This is the city, Elvis Presley. I ain't going to lie to you. We don't have to see King. Ain't bothering me. Tigers don't have to see him.
Tigers 2 years in a row have avoided all De'Aaron King.
Like, that's kind of crazy, isn't it? That's wild. We got to take a quick break. We'll be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Whatever you people do, don't you dare touch that dial. This is Sports 56, 96.1, and, of course, 87.7 FM.
Sports 56 now has 2 FM homes. You can now find real sports talk on 96.1 as well as 87.7 on your FM dial.
Need physical therapy but don't know where to go? Tried physical therapy but had a bad experience? Grab your physician's referral and head to Revolution Physical Therapy at the corner of Goodman and Getwell. At Revolution PT, you'll get one-on-one, hands-on therapy. Better and more thorough than just going to the gym. Revolution is locally owned and staffed by neighbors who care about your maximum recovery. And they accept all major insurances. Certified in dry needling, expert in myofascial release. Always relaxed and friendly. Revolution Physical Therapy is just what you need.
At CDW, we get that in business, the only certainty is uncertainty.
I agree. Or do I? I do, I think.
Well, an APC micro data center solution implemented by the experts at CDW provides certainty that your infrastructure will deliver the performance and support your business needs. So you're ready for anything.
I'm somewhat, maybe reasonably confident. That sounds great.
IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it. Find out more at cdw.com/APC.
I will, probably.
Frontier Western Store's world-famous boot showroom is waiting for you. With aisles and aisles of boots in one easy spot, you will find your next favorite pair at Frontier. Everyone loves Ariat boots, and Frontier has over 1,000 pair in that brand alone. Come grab a pair of rugged work boots like the Workhog, or discover an everyday classic in Ariat's Rambler. Tons of other brands as well: Rocky, Dan Post, Red Wing, Durango, Justin, Twisted X, and many more. Frontier constantly restocks and refreshes their lineup of boots, so you're certain to walk out of the store happy in your new comfortable footwear. They have a wide assortment of sizes available for men, women, and children. Work, dress, or play, Frontier's knowledgeable staff will cheerfully help you find the perfect fit. It's boots galore at Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road, Olive Branch, or on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated, you know it, since 1967.
The Vergas family, legendary Memphis restaurateur, starting with Mr. Charlie and continuing today with his grandchildren.
Brett, it just dawned on me the other day that while Memphis is celebrating its bicentennial, the Rendezvous has been here well over one-third of Memphis's existence. Someone asked me if we remember the day the Rendezvous started, and I tell them no, because if we thought it was going to last this long, we'd have kept much better records. But we're not a place to rest on our laurels or reputation. We're always trying to add new things to make our customers' experience more enjoyable. Friday lunches have always been special because we give away our red beans and rice. But we are now adding a sausage sandwich. It's the same sausage we serve on our cheese and sausage plate, but it will be served lengthwise on the bun with beans and slaw on the side. We've also partnered with a company called Devillet out of Dyersburg to introduce a new sweet glazed mustard with Rendezvous seasoning in it. It will really go great with a sandwich. I still recommend adding slaw. My grandfather had a hot dog stand on Beale Street in 1916, and we've come full circle using his slaw on our hot dogs. Hope to see you this Friday at the Rendezvous.
In the Alley in downtown Memphis.
I love fall. The landscape is so beautiful at Town Village Audubon Park. Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. Looking for a great place to retire, but you still have a very active lifestyle? Then visit Town Village. Only requirements that you're 55 plus. Prices per month starting at $2,300. Gourmet Chef Drew invites you to visit our restaurant and bistro. Package includes 3 complimentary meals per day, maid service, free local transportation, daily check-in, monthly coffee club, themed dinner parties, lots of fun. Visit us and call Daniel at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home. Town Village Audubon Park.
Introducing Top Tracer Range, the new ball tracking and gaming system at Golf and Games Family Park. Top Tracer gathers data such as distance, carry, ball speed, and more. Compete against friends in a points game, long drive, and virtual golf at courses such as Pebble Beach and St. Andrews. Golf and Games Family Park is a great setting for group and company outings, golf lessons, or individual practice. Experience fun, friends, family, and introducing Top Tracer Range, the new ball tracking and gaming system at Golf and Games Family Park, 5484 Summer Avenue.
Now, back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why.
What up, what up? Welcome back into a little Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. I am your sports mixologist, John Harden. You can talk with me and Gabe Kuhn at the First Bank text line 901-360-8255. We've been talking about the National Football League. We've been talking about poor Mitch Trubisky. He was taken number 2. The Bears moved up, and he's always going to be in the draft class with Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson. And as great as that defense is, I just don't know if he'll ever live up to them. Just don't know. We'll see, though. Good luck. I like the Bears' defense. And I will tell you right now, when you got Ha-Ha Clinton Dix, when you got Khalil Mack and Leonard Floyd and Danny Trevathan and Kyle Fuller and all these dudes, I mean, their defense is Prince of Mukamura. They're bad, dude. Don't play no games. Bears don't play no games, okay? And they also have weapons. I just wish they'd use Anthony Miller a little bit more, maybe. 1 catch, 15 yards. What the bleep was that? 3 targets? I want to smack somebody. You know what? Maybe I'd like Mitch a little bit more if he throw the ball to my man Anthony a little bit.
Anthony is always the person he misses his throws with. Like,
yup.
There was a couple last night rolling out to his throwing to his right side, and he missed Anthony a few times.
Yeah. It honestly, it was very, whoa. They said, I don't really care about this, but my phone says, breaking news, Pelosi to announce formal impeachment inquiry. Glad I sure do sports.
Yeah.
Again, when I was talking about Trump, I got to talk about Lisa Lampanelli and all her dirty jokes, and that was great stuff. I love my job. But De'Aaron King is kind of our political talk of the day. And if you're a political show, this is the politics of our sports, and right now it's in college sports. A lot of people are talking about the pay for play. People are freaking out on the West Coast. People are freaking out about, what's New York doing. There have been people who have come out. Kansas, by the way, speaking about buckling up, the ride is about to get bumpy for Kansas, and I love Bill Self coming out and trying to blame, since all these, this deadgum jury trial thing, they got to come after somebody.
And yeah, for those that don't know, they came down with they charged the University of Kansas with lack of institutional control,
the worst,
and Bill Self with responsibility violations. So it looks like they're actually trying to come down on a blue blood. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to hold my breath while they sort of hand down what they need to hand down.
Can I just tell you though how Bill Self and how blue blood was this? Bill Self firing back at the NSA, claiming it was fake media, it's fake spin. The spin is a false narrative about him and his program. Do what? The sticky parts, by the way, Self. You have this big problem. It's called Adidas, homie. Your relationship with them. Don't even act like, I don't know anything about all these rule-breaking cheating that they've admitted in the court to doing, but hell no, it wasn't with me. Come on, Bill. Come on, Bill.
No one's buying it.
Man, I'll tell you what, man. I got some land. If you got some idiots that believe you, I got some idiots I got to sell something. I got some stuff to sell to them. Hey, you got some rocks outside? We'll call them moon rocks. Sell them for a gazillion to all the people believing the blank he's dropping. But anyway, I do want to say, though, all the stuff with Self to the side, in my opinion, it's about De'Aaron King. We talked about it a whole lot during the last segment, and this is a young man who, again, he passed Tim Tebow. First quarterback since Tim Tebow to have 15 consecutive games with a rushing and a passing touchdown. And I had somebody text me, my man Clint. I like Clint. He said, man, De'Aaron King can't throw. My man De'Aaron King, I don't know who you're watching, but he's completed 67% of his passes. Dude had 36 touchdown passes last year. He ran for 14, 15. This year he's got 6, ran for another 3. Again,
that's a myth about him, is that he can't throw.
Dude can
Everyone
throw.
knows he can throw.
I was going to say, every time I've watched the guy, dude looks like he can chunk the ball. He can do it all. He's 5'11", 200 pounds, and I think he'd be great in Lincoln Riley's offense as he stays after a 1-3 start and healthy, just red shirts, because he wants to take one more year and try his year next year at Houston. I will say, I think Dana's going to lose his team this year. But we can talk about that and a whole lot of stuff on the other side, because we're talking college football with John Luke McCord. That's right, JL Grindin. And don't forget, every segment's always brought to you by our great sponsors, MemphisFarmers.com. Auto, home, life, business, whatever you think of. If you need insurance, make sure you go to Chad Gatlin. My man Chad Gatlin's got your back. That's MemphisFarmers.com. That's MemphisFarmers.com. We'll be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail with my man John Luke McCord, talking all things college football on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7 FM.
At Jason's Deli, you can stuff yourself full of great deli food that's healthy, fresh, and best of all, it's not expensive. Jason's Deli is all about choice. Whether you're looking for a gluten-free menu, vegetarian sandwiches, healthy kids' meals, or if you'd like to invent your sandwich via the Build Your Own selections, Jason's Deli has you covered. And they only use fresh, wholesome ingredients. Choose from the club and specialty sandwiches, paninis, wraps, soups, salads, pastas, and much more. I love the cleanliness in the restaurant, the hospitality, and of course the cost. They have a huge salad bar and great soups, including Southwest chicken chili, fire roasted tortilla, organic vegetable, tomato basil, and many, many more. And if you're planning an event, their catering department is fantastic and can handle any size party. Go check out Jason's Deli's 4 locations. On Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, that's my favorite, on Germantown Parkway in Cordova, at Poplar and Highland, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch.
At CDW, we get that in business, the only certainty is uncertainty.
I agree. Or do I? I do, I think.
Well, an APC micro data center solution implemented by the experts at CDW provides certainty that your infrastructure will deliver the performance and support your business needs, so you're ready for anything.
I'm somewhat, maybe reasonably confident that sounds great.
IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it. Find out more at cdw.com/APC.
I will, probably.
Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical, not for sale to minors. Website restricted to adults 21 and over.
Let's be real. Most smokers aren't looking for some overcomplicated vaping machine. That's why we created My Blue. My Blue is simple. Our pre-filled liquid pods mean there's no mess. One charge and My Blue lasts all day. And with our range of flavors and nicotine options, you have a choice. My Blue answers on what matters for smokers. Real nicotine satisfaction. And right now, try My Blue for $1 at select retailers or myblue.com.
Ever wanted to speak another language? Babbel can get you confidently speaking Spanish, French, or German within weeks.
I just started learning Spanish with Babbel, and it's really helping my pronunciation.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas? Haha, I got it! I wish I had tried Babbel sooner.
See why Babbel is the quick way to get conversational in a new language. Go to Babbel.com or download the app and try it for free. That's Babbel, BABBEL.com to try for free.
Want to bet? Las Vegas is miles away. The sports books at Hollywood Casino Tunica and First Jackpot Casino are much closer. We're your 50-yard line, behind home plate, center court ticket to real odds, points, and over-unders. We've got all the action, the largest video screens, and the best prop bets in town. So come place your bets at the sports books at Hollywood Casino Tunica and First Jackpot Casino. Must be 21 years or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-777-9696.
AC trouble? Make your first call your last call. Call Air Doctors of Memphis, 901-598-HVAC. Owner Matt Davis is a third-generation full-service air conditioning specialist. Air Doctors of Memphis services all major brands, and labor and parts are guaranteed 100%. Their yearly AC checkup is only $60, and 24-hour emergency service is billed at normal rates. Your comfort is their highest priority. Contact airdoctorsofmemphis.com or call 901-598-HVAC.
The Spirit Shop is having a broadcast all day Wednesday from 10 a to 6 p. The Spirit Shop is literally pulling out all the stops all day with Sports 56. Sample all your favorite bourbon, beer, and wines. We got a food truck. Come win lots of door prizes. Tickets to the U of M Navy game, $50 gift cards to Neil's Bar and Grill, $50 gift cards to the Butcher Shop, 4 rounds of golf at Wedgwood, including the cart. Make the Spirit Shop your liquor, wine, and beer oasis. 4848 Poplar.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. It's Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
If you like pina coladas.
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
Check it out right here. Ladies and gentlemen. And now?
Now, the only man who can make fire with 2 ice cubes. Johnny Harden.
Yo, it's Johnny Harden, and that means it's Johnny Radio's Happy Hour, and I'm in a great mood, y'all. Weather is beautiful outside. I hope you're enjoying this Memphis Mid-South weather. It's great. Gabe Coons in the house. You can reach us, Johnny_Radio, or Coon at G_Coon71. And, of course, my man that's coming up next, John Luke McCord, JL Grindin. We're going to talk a little college football, but right before I jump into the college football, I had a couple texts. People call me crazy all the time. I know I'm nuttier than squirrel, you know what, but who cares? I love all of y'all. I love your texts, and I appreciate them very much. I also love a good old Twitter beef or a little text off. But I do have to say I was looking for this because I know that the Grueling Truth did this a few years back, but I also know that there was a Hall of Fame vote, and the guys in the Pro Football Hall of Fame did a vote for the top 5 defensive players of all time. You know who number 1 was? These are from the Hall of Fame. Lawrence Taylor. Lawrence Taylor was ranked number 1, revolutionized the position of the outside linebacker in the NFL. He was drafted by the Giants in 81. He immediately had an impact, led the Giants to the playoff in his rookie season. He was bad to the bone. You don't need to say much more than LT. Everybody knows who you're talking about. They had Deacon Jones 2, Ray Lewis 3, and I love Reggie White more than anybody. This is a guy 13 out of 15 seasons. He made a Pro Bowl and an All-Pro honors. And by the way, you could make a case if it wasn't for the Packers getting Reggie White, Brett Favre might not have gotten a Super Bowl. I'm just saying, this dude had 198.5 sacks, second all time to Bruce Smith. He was twice named NFL Defensive Player of the Year. We are just splitting hairs. And the reason I bring this up is because if I had to pick today, a lot of people say Aaron Donald is the best defensive player in football, and I say nope. I say it's Khalil Mack. Mack Attack is who I would take. But again, that's why we say potato, pot, kettle. You know what I'm saying? People, just different points, different strokes for different folks. Now, speaking of different strokes for different folks, if you are a college football fan, everybody believes something different. Their conference is better than this. Their team's better than that. But we got all kinds of stuff going crazy in the college football world, and I can't think of anybody better than John Luke McCord to talk about all this wonderful college football stuff that's going on. John Luke, how is life treating you?
Man, it could not be any better. We are having a great time enjoying the college football season, and looking forward to another big week.
Ooh, nice. Now, I will tell you, Memphis here, huge week, Thursday night, Memphis, Navy. This thing is going to be off the hook, I have to say. I was getting a little bit scared listening to Eli talk about how, this team hasn't done, their third down conversion was something like 53%. They were like one of the top 10 effective offenses in the country. And then Eli reminded me that, they have really not played anybody. In fact, I think he said that it was something like a Holy Cross
and ECU.
Yeah. So their last 2 games weren't really that good. I think this Memphis defense is the real deal. Holyfield. Should there be anything that Memphis fans worry about other than Ken and the fact that it's just Navy?
Look, I think Memphis fans should feel good going into that game. But look, it is one of those games where if Navy comes out, if they play well early, if they're able to control the tempo early, then you fall into one of those, those tricky traps. I think a team like that, and if they can play their game, then obviously they're going to have a real good chance. But we don't know that until obviously we see that first quarter, see that thing kick off. But going in, all signs point towards Memphis being a confident bunch, and hopefully they are. That team has a lot of spark. Obviously, I got a chance to watch them very closely a couple weeks ago when they played Ole Miss. I mean, I think they're a really good team. I hope it's a team that doesn't play with the mindset, is this going to be the week we trip up? Is this going to be the week something happens and something goes wrong, we lose a game we shouldn't? So because I think they've got a chance to be confident and then take some of those big shots on the big stage they'll have down the road this season.
It's Thursday night. Everybody and their grandmother better be out there at the Liberty Bowl Memorial Stadium, baby. I better see all y'all out there, even you, John Luke. No, I know you got work. I do got to get to the SEC and ask you a few questions, and I need to know, will the real Florida please stand up? Please stand up. Dan Mullen, is Kyle Trask the better quarterback, and you just didn't even realize this for your offense, or am I missing something? Talk to me a little bit about this Gators team, and they're ranked 9th in the country. They played Towson, who cares? But what they've done so far, what they have with Trask going forward, what do you think about them in the East? Do they even have a fighting chance to go up against the Georgia Bulldogs later in the season?
I don't think so. I really don't. I think that certainly you're playing Felipe Franks because at the end of the day, and I know a lot of jokes aside, he's got a big body, he's got a big frame, he has big talent coming out of high school, and I think that he certainly had the highest ceiling of that group, and that's why you play him. You play him because of that chance of that ceiling he could play at. But Kyle Trask has proven to be a much better quarterback, a much more effective quarterback. He's more steady. He does what he needs to do. He's not out there trying to live up to anything that sort of Felipe Franks came to college with. And I think that's been one thing that's been in his corner. He's just made the plays within that offense. And that's a lot of times, look, sometimes the play calling from Dan Mullen is going to make the running back a superstar. We've seen that at Mississippi State. Sometimes it's going to make the quarterback a superstar. But either way, if you make the plays that he's calling within that offense, that's how things are going to work. And I think at times Felipe Franks not accurate, not seeing those, trying to make plays outside of the play call. Kyle Trask, again, just going with the flow. I don't think he's a more talented quarterback. I don't even think he's a better fit for Dan Mullen's system because he's not mobile either. I think the other guy, Emory Jones, has a chance to be the best fit for Mullen's system. Surprised he hasn't been the guy that Mullen went to. But again, that speaks to maybe what Trask was in that group all along. Just the guy that's under the radar, the guy that's going to make just the play that's asked of him and not try to be a superstar. He doesn't have that label. He was a backup quarterback in high school. So I think he's played.
But he didn't start since his freshman season?
And that's been good for them.
Is that true that I heard that he hadn't started since his freshman year in high school?
Yeah, or something like maybe even before that, maybe freshman season. I think that's what they said on the broadcast during Kentucky game. But yeah,
it was something.
I want to stay on this same sort of topic about QB controversy, and I want to definitely get over to Oxford and talk about this.
Got a couple.
Matt Corral or John Reese Plumlee. What did you see out of Plumlee in that second half? Do you think that he could take over that position?
Well, look, guys, I'll say this. What I saw, what I thought on Saturday has sort of only been reinforced as the days gone along. But what I've noticed is a lot of people aren't feeling my sentiment, maybe just yet, I would say. But look, I think what happened there, it was more the response from the crowd, who I'd heard from the stadium. They were chanting that they wanted other quarterbacks to play, chanting even that John Rice Plumlee come into that game. And so the crowd reacted, what little crowd there was there, and the sideline for Ole Miss seemed to react. I think that was more than just Plumlee coming in making a big play. I think a lot of that is he was a guy that they knew was talented. They know both of those other options. Grant Tisdale was talked about as maybe being the second-string guy going into the Memphis game a couple of weeks ago. I think a lot of people, including myself, surprised not to see him come on. Rich Rodriguez has said because of the play call that he had in place there, that's why he sent out Plumlee, who's much more mobile. But look, I think John Rice Plumlee's the guy, I think, at this point. Certainly he's a freshman, and that's heavy to put on him. But what you saw there was a better fit in Rich Rodriguez's offense. And certainly there have been whispers that's a guy Rich Rod has been wanting to play a little bit more early in this season. But he's got the speed to get up the field. You saw that on the first run. That seemed to open up another big run for Jerrion Ely, the explosive freshman running back that Ole Miss wants to get loose. And if you've got a quarterback that can run effectively, even make big plays, take the top off the defense with his legs, it's going to make your running back a little bit more of a threat because they've got to defend both of those guys back there. And then, of course, you saw not only the throw on the goal line, which was much more catchable ball than we've seen Matt Corral make on the run at times, but also the throw vertically down the field to give his receiver, DeMarcus Gregory, a chance to go up, get that ball for them to get into the red zone on that last drive. So I think right there, all four of those things you mentioned, John Rice Plumlee, brings those to the offense. And look, he's a young guy too. He's small. You can see that. He's going to take some sacks. He's going to take some hits. He's going to make some mistakes. But he looked to me to be more of a plug-in for that offense, more of a fit, and a guy that can give them a spark. And that's certainly what they need. The defense held strong early in the season, but the pass rush has fallen apart the last 2 weeks. They need the offense to give them a spark. And Matt Corral, frankly, look, we all know he's talented, but he's a little bit cocky, and he's not been consistent with his play. He's delivered passes beautifully at times. He's delivered passes on the ground to open receivers at times, and he's thrown it, yards over their head as well. So, again, we talked about it earlier in the year. His mechanics are off, especially as Rich Rod has tried to move him around. I think you got to go somewhere else. I don't think you go away from him completely because down the road he's just a redshirt freshman. He could still be the guy, but this offense has put him in an uncomfortable position. I think a position that's not always uncomfortable for a guy like John Reese Plumlee.
So you mentioned Rich Rod really liking Plumlee. You think that Matt Corral, this might be one of the last starts we see him this year?
I don't think it's going to be the last start, one of the last starts. I think he could very well start this weekend, granted, if those bruised ribs are not too much to keep him out. And a lot of talk that if he's injured at all, you don't play him this weekend. But I just think because of how long it's been his role, his job that he was going to step into, I think they're going to continue to give him a shot. But look, I think that he very well could. They're going to make him lose this job, I should say. They're not going to let this job be taken from him while he's on the sideline. But frankly, guys, I'm telling you, the job is going to be taken from him. And at least while Rich Rodriguez is the offensive coordinator here. Rich Rodriguez, in fact, the only reason that John Rice Plumlee is on campus at Ole Miss right now, a guy that was recruited by Notre Dame, Georgia. He was committed to Georgia for a long time, backed out in December before the early signing day because they had gotten, obviously, Justin Fields, some things were getting solved at their quarterback position. That's what they had recruited him at. He probably saw the writing on the wall being a backup there for his whole career. And so that's when he reopened things up. Rich Rodriguez had come to Oxford. That was a good fit for him. Previously, Mississippi State and Ole Miss had recruited him as a skill position player, whether on the defensive or offensive side of the ball. So Rich Rod is the reason he's in Oxford. Rich Rod certainly likes him, sees him, I think, if he's being honest, is the best fit. Grant Tisdale's a guy out of Allen High School. They're very high on as well, out of Texas. But frankly, he's also more of a skilled passer like Matt Corral. Not that John Rice Plumlee not a skilled passer. He's a baseball player, a really talented one at that. So he's got a good arm. You saw him throw it down the field, but he's a really good runner and an electric runner because of his quickness and because of his top end speed.
They sure, I bet these quarterbacks wish they still had a Van Jefferson, but, that's for another day. Now, Ole Miss has got to play Alabama. I saw a lot of people saying, is that 37.5 for the first half line, things like that. And then a lot of other people were saying, am I reading this right? Auburn's only a 12-point favorite over Mississippi State. Which one, realistically, line looks a little bit more off?
I think Auburn's better than Mississippi State. I think they're going to win that game. But Mississippi State did just get a significant win over Kentucky last week. They're going to be playing a freshman, but I think that sounds a lot worse on paper than it's looked for Mississippi State. Garrett Schrader, to me, seems to be the better quarterback in Starkville right now. And again, that's why I say, hey, they've got a quarterback controversy. Everybody yesterday at Mississippi State Media Day, the coaches, Joe Moorhead, Garrett Schrader himself, they all mentioned that as still being Tommy Stevens' job. They all openly said that was Tommy Stevens' job. But it looks like Garrett Schrader's job to me at this point. And I think Mississippi State's got a chance to make that a 7-point game.
I want to ask, I'm just very curious because I watched the game as well. I've seen Garrett Schrader play. Is there any concern about his throwing ability?
Well, I think at this point, he's a young guy and certainly a freshman. You're going to have growing pains in that area. I think he's got solid arm strength. I think that certainly his cohesion with the receivers at this point is still growing. We saw some of that with Matt Corral early in the season too. I think that's something that looks even worse because he is a freshman, hasn't been there. That's not something he could just make work real quick like a veteran quarterback could. So I think that plays into it. That's why you're seeing him run the football more. But let's think about the prototype that Joe Moorhead is trying to find here. And Trace McSorley is exactly that. Nick Schrader is 6'5", looks nothing like Trace McSorley. He's not quick, fast like McSorley was. But he's a solid runner, and I think that could help him ease into the passing game. Look, I really believe Schrader's their best option, especially if Stevens has got nothing on some of those intermediate passing routes where he's really got to zip it in there because of the shoulder. And we just can't trust what Mississippi State is telling us right now about Tommy Stevens' shoulder because, frankly, last week what they had said was how much better off he was than the week before, and then we don't see him even dress out on Saturday. So until we see Stevens play and play like we think he can, I just don't think we can trust his health. Schrader's got to be the guy there, and it's odd to me they're not saying something more along that line. Considered him being the younger guy. You would think Moorhead would want to attach to him at this point. He's got a win over Kentucky under his belt. Under Tommy Stevens, they had struggled in Game 3 when they ran into a solid opponent.
In the Desperation Bowl, Kentucky and South Carolina, two teams that need a conference win like you would not believe. Kentucky, how close they were to having one against Florida, and now where they're at today after the last 2 weeks, they have to be looking at themselves in the mirror saying, how and why are we just cursed when it comes to dead gum football?
Yeah, the curse may continue there. I think Ryan Hilinski, he's another freshman quarterback. It seems like we're talking about a ton of those across the league. especially with some of those bottom half teams. But I think South Carolina, Kentucky's going to be buckled up in the back end of that secondary, where Helinski can throw it right by them. And so I would have concerns. I think the secondary's got to show up to play. Obviously, the Kentucky offense didn't follow up. Cavassier Smoke, all those guys over there did not follow up that second half performance against Florida with a very good performance against Mississippi State, and a defense that, yeah, they played well, but we've seen that they're not what they are from 2018.
Give me your top 3 teams in the SEC and why.
Ooh, let's go LSU, and then LSU, Georgia, Alabama. I would say, look, obviously Alabama's been very impressive. The reason I would have them behind Georgia is because I like that win better for Georgia on Saturday night. That's just, they've got a better win right now, I think, than Alabama under their belt thus far.
But LSU's been playing the best, haven't they? They realistically,
yeah, that's my top team. Yeah,
like how is
absolutely.
this? How did this come to fruition for Joe Burrows?
I hope someone tells that story. Maybe they'll get it on College Game Day at some point this year. But I hope someone tells that in-depth story, how that came to be, because the off season that he had in Baton Rouge this year, or this, sort of this past few months from last season, it's been incredible for him. It's made him a lot of money, I would say.
I was getting ready to say,
I think it's made LSU a real contender. Yeah,
like he is, because this is a guy who is, like, a lot of people don't even realize he is a 6'4", 220-pound man. This isn't a 5'11" little dude who transferred who was no good. He left. They said he battled with Dwayne Haskins, who's in the National Football League, but for some reason can't get on the field because Case Keenum or John Gruden's just a moron. I don't know. But anyway, I'm not going to get into that. I'm just saying. But, Burrows comes down to, like, LSU, and I'm being serious when I say this. Since my homie who was sipping on the scissor up, and since Matt Flynn and all these guys, I think he is the best quarterback LSU has had in years, and this could be their year that they could actually go to the deadgum, like the Final Four.
No doubt. Look, and the receivers. Look, LSU's always been talent-rich at receiver. We haven't always known it, especially over the last 4 years or so since Odell Beckham Jr. and Jarvis Landry, those guys left. We haven't really seen that because of the quarterback situation there, because of how the offense was structured. This year, we're getting to see all those guys they've got, how talented they are there. But look, you're right. Joe Burrow has been the key. He's in the center of all of it. The throws he's making downfield, the placement on some of his passes this year. It's so fun to watch, and this LSU team, break all the narratives you've got in your mind of what you're watching as an LSU team, because they're a lot of fun to watch this year. I think they're the best team in the SEC at this point, and we'll continue to monitor that. Obviously, you've got teams like Alabama and Georgia right there on their heels. Those teams could overtake them if we see anything falter from LSU, and certainly some people want to pick at the 38 points that Vanderbilt was able to get. Look, LSU scored 66 points. They gave Vanderbilt plenty of possessions and tries. Vanderbilt took advantage of some, penalties, things like that. So I think that LSU defense is going to be good enough when you see how good this offense has been. Hey, one thing we didn't mention earlier, that line Ole Miss is facing against Alabama, minus 37 at this point, was 35.5 earlier. That's the largest Ole Miss has ever faced, you guys. That's only the third time they've been a 30-point or more dog. Yeah.
Like in their history? That
in the history
is
of Vegas
wild.
lines, yeah.
It's Vegas. No, you just blew my mind with that one. I love that. You drop in some always. Man, John Luke McCord, go to @JLGrind, and my dude has just more information. But I got to know this real quick. Do you think when Alabama plays LSU November 9th, is that going to be a more difficult game for them, or will it be, because that game for Alabama is at home, it's at Bryant-Denny, or they have to go on the road to play Auburn at the very end of the year, what is that, the 30th of November, and I just want to know, who do you think is going to give them basically more, what?
Yeah, it's hard to tell. You want to give Bo Nix. I think he's going to get a lot better from now until then. That Auburn defense is obviously the obstacle when you talk about that matchup too. And then, or is the challenge of going against Joe Burrow and defending him tougher? Look, I think LSU's got a real shot to beat him. I'm not so sure that Auburn matchup is going to give this Alabama staff more to think about during that week because of attacking that defense. It'll be the best defense potentially they faced all season long. Obviously, they've looked really good offensively. Haven't been tested as much offensively this season. So I think maybe that matchup against Auburn, that defense is daunting. That front is really good, and Alabama's going to have to be good on the offensive line. They're going to have to execute, even though I know that one's a long way down the road.
I know we brought up Kyle Trask earlier in this Florida football team, but I'm curious because I'm not really a full believer in this team yet. Do you think this is really a top 10 team, or do you think it's sort of
no?
You think down the road this is sort of going to blow up in their face?
Well, I mean, how good are some of these teams? The SEC East contenders. I think that certainly when Florida faces Georgia, I don't think it's going to go very well. But you look around the other teams in the East, I think they've got a shot against all those guys. And so I think that's just the beauty of Dan Mullen. I think you ask Ole Miss fans about him doing what he can do with a limited roster, it's infuriating or it's amazing, depending on what side of the fence you're on. So I certainly think he's going to be able to navigate this season and take care of some of those teams in the East. I think they're going to take care of all those teams, but I don't think they're going to have much of a shot. I think they're going to get really smacked around against the Georgia, because Georgia can do it both ways. They can run it down their throat if they need to do that. I think this Florida secondary, though, obviously it's a very talented group. It's a group that has some guys leave. They've even had some injuries, but they're very talented. I think they certainly helped this Florida unit stay in some games.
Yeah, you look at this. They have a 4-week stretch where they're going to play 3 top 10 teams in Auburn, LSU, and Georgia. And the thing is, they're at that. Yeah, they're ranked 9 right now, and I'm just not a believer in them yet.
Well, I mean, look, the LSU secondary is going to be too much for Trask in that unit. And then other than that, I think Auburn and I think Georgia, they've got a good enough front to slow down the running game. And look, the Ole Miss secondary was exposed when they went to get speed. That they just can't defend vertically in the pass game. And Florida is going to be, Kyle Trask will be exposed when they go against the defensive front of Auburn and Georgia.
My man, John Luke, I could talk football all day long, all day strong with you. It'd be so much fun. Heck, we could talk about Shea Patterson and how Michigan got smoked by Wisconsin. We could talk all kinds of stuff all day long. Tennessee, but I got to pay
How many jobs
bills.
will Shea Patterson lose in his career? He lost a starting job everywhere.
We could talk about so many things, John Luke, but I got to pay a few bills. But I do want to tell everybody to make sure that they check out the Northeast Mississippi Daily Journal. Go at DJournal now on Twitter. Also, follow my man John Luke McCord at JL Grindin. He's the real deal Holyfield. I appreciate everything you do, and he joins us every single Tuesday, between 1:25 and 2:25. He'll be in here sometime talking college football. John Luke, have a wonderful week, and we'll do it again next one.
Thank you, guys, man. Y'all have a good one.
You too. That's my man, John Luke McCord. And also, don't forget, I forgot, College Football Hourglass. He also writes for CFBHourglass.com. Go to CFBHourglass.com. That is the real deal. Holyfield. Now, Hardwood is coming up next, and it's always brought to you by our great sponsors. And boy, do we have a ton of them. And I've always told you very simply, 901-406-1101. It's the number you need. Put it in your phone, 901-406-1101 for Bill at iBuy Houses. It's any house. It's any area, it's as is, and it's really that deadgum simple. I know a guy who called yesterday, and for some reason, he called me. I don't know. Well, he actually called Austin, and Austin was nice enough and even gave him my number. And I was like, hello? And he's like, yeah, so is this guy for real? Well, I ended up actually talking to the dude. The dude now closed the deal. They did it. He didn't. He was like, is he going to rip me up? No, dude. 901-406-1101. I used them over 11 years ago. My friends used them over 11 years. My friends have used them over the last 11 years since I've known him. He is the best in the business, and he will close in 5 days. And the key here is it's any house, any area, as is, as simple as that. 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. 901-406-1101. You call my buddy Bill at iBuy Houses. Bing, bang, boom. Just sold your house. Now we are going to have some serious fun. It's time to get basically raunchy. It's time to get nasty on a beautiful, beautiful Tuesday because we're taking you to Hardwood on Sports 56, 96.1, and of course, 87.7 FM.
Start your day with the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hertz right here on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
The one thing that separates Third and Court from traditional diners is that the food is created by Chef Ryan Trim. Chef Trim makes everything special and original. They're the Dunk Sammies. They come on hoagie-style bread, but what they're served in is what makes them different. The loaded grilled cheese has pesto and bacon, but the fact that it is served in a bowl of house tomato soup makes it unique. Just like the Not Your Ballpark Dog, an all-beef hot dog with house kraut served in a bowl of barbecue frijole charros. It's traditional and original at the same time. It's Third and Court.
AC trouble? Make your first call your last call. Call Air Doctors of Memphis, 901-598-HVAC. Owner Matt Davis is a third-generation full-service air conditioning specialist. Air Doctors of Memphis services all major brands, and labor and parts are guaranteed 100%. Their yearly AC checkup is only $60, and 24-hour emergency service is billed at normal rates. Your comfort is their highest priority. Contact airdoctorsofmemphis.com or call 901-598-HVAC. Gun enthusiasts in the Mid-South know all about guns and ammo at 3615 Summer and 577 Goodman Road, Suite 4 at the corner of Goodman and Elmore in South Haven, because they carry the largest selection of both guns and ammo in the area. They are authorized dealers of Colt, Benelli, CZ, Smith & Wesson, Glock, Ruger, Sig Sauer, Vergara, and a lot more. If you or someone you know is looking for something for self-defense, competition, hunting, or just something that goes boom, then get to Guns and Ammo, 3615 Summer in Memphis and 577 Goodman Road, Suite 4 at the corner of Goodman and Elmore in South Haven. First Bank is here to help you, whether you're a business looking for a loan to expand or refinance an existing one, a homeowner looking for a mortgage or home equity line, a consumer wanting to finance your dream car, or wanting a competitive rate on your CD deposits. Let First Bank try to handle your banking needs. Stop into one of First Bank's 3 local branches today, 6482 Poplar Avenue just east of International Paper, 8398 Highway 64 across from Wolf Chase, and 6280 Highway 64 in Oakland. Or check them out online at firstbankonline.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Introducing Top Tracer Range, the new ball tracking and gaming system at Golf and Games Family Park. Top Tracer gathers data such as distance, carry, ball speed, and more. Compete against friends in a points game, long drive, and virtual golf at courses such as Pebble Beach and St. Andrews. Golf and Games Family Park is a great setting for group and company outings, golf lessons, or individual practice. Experience fun, friends, family, and introducing Top Tracer Range, the new ball tracking and gaming system at Golf and Games Family Park, 5484 Summer Avenue.
Spencer here with ATC Fitness. We have exciting news. All premium members of ATC Fitness now have access to our newly added Hydro Massage Lounges. That's right, for only $25 a month, you'll have access to all 18 state-of-the-art facilities, access to tanning, and now access to the best massage unit on the market. Come in today and relax with a free demo. You deserve it. Don't forget, you can also sign up online. ATCFitness.com. ATC Fitness, exercise your right to look good.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Let's go! On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Here's your host, John Harden.
Scaled the grand old face of the plateau. Some belong to strangers and some to folks you know. Holy ghosts and talk show hosts are planted in the sand to beautify the foothills, shake the many hands. There's nothing on the top but a bucket and a mop and an illustrated book about birds. You see a lot up there, but don't be scared. Who needs action when you got words?
What is up? Welcome back into a little Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. I am your sports mixologist, John Harden. I got Gabe Kuhn, who's always hanging out with me, and we're always talking a lot of this and a lot of that. And I'm going to tell you something. We have been having a whole lot of fun, and we are going to continue the fun because we're about to go to Hardenwood. That is my favorite spot where we get to talk about everything from, heck, sports to Tiffany Amber Thiessen and Screech and Saved by the Bell. Have you ever seen Saved by the Bell, by the way, Gabe?
Of course.
You actually have?
Yes. So that's like, I mean, that was early
Mario
90s
Lopez.
to mid. That was early to mid 90s right there, right? So I caught a little bit of that.
Caught a little bit of that. Interesting.
Not much.
Yeah. That was, the one that was like the tall one, she got into a strip movie where she was like really, really hot. And she was like a dancer, in man, what was that movie? Hit me up at 67129. Who was the tall, curly-headed girl that went on to be like super hot and became a stripper? And in the show, she like played the nerd, remember? And then remember, be nice to the nerd, people. You never know what they're gonna grow up. Have you ever seen that movie? What is it? You kiss the frog, it turns into the prince. Ladies, be good. You never know that frog might turn into a prince. So you always be nice, no bullying. Always teaching you something on Hardwood here and in Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. But I do have to say, tomorrow we are going to be at the Spirit Shop. I'm going to give you Hardwood. We're going to have a Fantasy Wednesday from the Spirit Shop. Y'all know where that is. It's at 4848 Poplar Avenue. You get all your spirits there, I hope. And by the way, I figured out a really easy way to tell you. If you don't know exactly where 4848 Poplar is, which is basically like smack dab in the middle of town almost, it's right next to the Popeyes on Colonial. Everybody seems to know where Popeyes is these days. Popeyes is on Colonial, right down the way, the Spirit Shop. And we're going to be there all day long, all day strong, rocking and firing, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Come by there tomorrow and see us. 4848 Poplar Avenue. It's going to be the real deal, Holyfield. Speaking of that, let's go to Hardwood.
This is Access Hardwood.
And how could you not start with this? Like realistically, how in the heck could you not start with one of my favorite things ever in all of life? Do y'all know who Screech is? Well, Screech was the dude who also played the nerd on Saved by the Bell. Did you ever find out who the other nerd was in Saved by the Bell who grew up to be in the hot movie and take all her clothes off? Thanks a lot, 67129. I thought y'all would already hit me up.
Says the movie was Showgirls.
67129.
We don't have a name, though.
Always help me out. Well, I bet if you Googled Showgirls, it'll show you the star. And I bet you it'll tell you who the star is, and then people will be like, oh, yeah, that's her name. What's her name? She was very, very, very surprisingly superstarish in that. I was like, no way. And then when I saw that movie, I was like, wowzers. That was pretty. Elizabeth Berkley. I'm a baller shot caller. Don't play no games. I love all y'all at 67129. Now, by the way, I bring up Showgirls because I was talking about, which is so funny. I get over to the nerd who grew up to be a movie star. Well, Screech, he didn't grow up to have a great career. Like, Screech is now doing celebrity boxing. Like, he's filling in for Lenny Dykstra to fight Bagel Boy. Like, I was looking at the Saved by the Bell.
Why do we want to fight the Bagel guy?
Dude, everybody wants to fight the Bagel guy.
He's struck, man. His life is not fun.
It's not a good life.
He's like 4'9". He gets made fun of all the time. He's like he's a walking joke. He's famous for getting tackled at a bagel shop for yelling at someone. Like, this guy does not have it good. Why do we want to go have a boxing match with this guy, man? Insult to injury? Like,
well, can I first tell you what's even funnier about this? This just shows you how bad my man Screech is doing, because the minute that Lenny Dykstra drops out, he jumps in and says, I'll do it, please. And of course, he's the only person that said he would do it, and he's the only person that people halfway know, so of course they booked him. Now, let's just be real. We go back and we look at this. You can go back and think about Saved by the Bell. You had Mark Paul, what's his name? Mark Paul Gosselaar, whatever. And you know what I'm saying? He was the good-looking little blonde that everybody liked. He's been in some TV shows. Like, he had a career. I mean, he hadn't done great, but I mean, he had a career. Mario Lopez, isn't he like the dude that you always see? Is he like an E-entertainment type guy? He's like, yo, I'm Mario Lopez, and he flexes his muscles, and he's still basically the Saved by the Bell character he was. He just now does it for a living, which is hilarious.
But Screech.
But Tiffany Amber Thiessen, so good looking when she was young. Had a good career. Elizabeth Berkley shocked me. I mean, she played the nerd like Screech. She grew up and went into Showgirls and was a baller. And then you have Screech. His name is Dustin Diamond. And the only reason I know that is because he is fighting Bagel Guy.
He's clearly trying to get his name back out there.
Dude, he's trying to.
He's trying his darndest.
I mean, I feel bad.
At least give it up to him.
Do you want to hear about this, by the way? Screech is 6 feet tall. Bagel Guy is 5 feet tall and 45 years old.
You sure he's 5 feet?
So what is listing him as? 5 feet
listing him as.
I mean, he's probably like 4'11".
You know how they talk about program height? Yeah. That's program height for Bagel Boy right there.
Like, what if Dustin actually lost to Bagel Boy? That would kill his career, right?
Well, I thought we're basically saying right now his career's been over.
Yeah, his career
right?
is. If you're fighting in celebrity, this is when it's called celebrity rehab or celebrity boxing or celebrity something, just know that means your celebrity has reached its end.
So moving on from this, after the Monday Night Football game last night where the Bears won, Tariq Cohen took to Instagram Live, and he did an Instagram Live video in a locker room. Now, let me just preface this by saying I have been in locker rooms before after a game. There's a lot of excitement. You get your phones out, you start recording when it's a big win. I'm sure that was a big win for them on the road on Monday Night Football. But Tariq Cohen gets on Instagram Live, and he didn't pay attention to what was behind him. Kyle Long was absolutely, positively in the nude right behind him on Instagram Live, which he had to delete this video because it apparently, it looks like 10,000 people watched this video already before it got deleted. So Kyle Long got exposed on accident last night.
I missed that one, and that is great, by the way, just so you know. But can I ask you a question? Could you get in trouble? I'm literally asking this.
Yes, you could very well get in trouble.
Like, that's what I was saying. You just sent out a what pic.
I don't think Kyle Long's about to do that. I don't think he'll go after Tariq Cohen for
that.
No.
I'm not.
But you could get in trouble.
I'm talking about not even. I didn't think. I'm not saying Kyle Long.
You're talking about a camera in the.
No.
Okay,
you know how
okay.
Because of that new thing, they're saying they're going after people for sending basically unwanted. They call it unwanted. Man, they were just talking about it. I don't even want to talk about it. It's kind of gross. But people who are there was a law. There's one state I know that adopted it that if you send a nude pic and it was unwanted, they can go to court and basically you will get arrested for indecent exposure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I think that could happen if Kyle Long wanted to actually pursue that.
Yeah, but I'm saying not Kyle Long. I'm just saying no, it would be just like a prosecutor.
I never understood like the locker room phone out recording live. Like, be careful about that, man.
Yeah, dude, live.
This isn't the first time I've come
dangerous.
across this with football players. They love recording locker rooms with naked people behind them.
Dude, and by the way, in every person that's ever covered a locker room, you don't record anything live in the locker room because the amount of stuff that you will hear. And unfortunately, the lack of clothes is ridiculous. I would appreciate a little more. Now, have you seen the Mark Rippon? The Mark Rippon video where he struck his wife and all the talk about what had happened and how she poured water on him and she put her hands over his eyes and he couldn't see. And that she was laying on the ground because she was choking, but turns out that he knocked the air out of her by punching her. And the video of her sitting there speaking to the officer about not wanting her husband to get arrested and that her husband's suffering from playing football. It honestly, can I just tell you something?
Sad.
It was the saddest video I've watched in a long time. Like, I was just thinking to myself, one, it was horrible for this poor lady. And this is Mark Rippon's wife, who obviously loves her husband. They have a family, Danielle Rippon. She obviously, if you couldn't tell, cared a whole lot about him, did not want him in trouble. She's like, he does a lot for cancer. He's doing a lot of stuff that's good. He's just been having a lot of problems with, upstairs. And man, you watch this stuff, it breaks your heart. The video has been released. Rippon also released a statement. He was which I appreciate, he's very apologetic. And by the way, if you do something wrong and you need to learn how you're supposed to, taking up for your acts and saying that it was your fault, and then even going out and
you got to go get help.
Yeah, and
there's
you have to go get
it.
help. That's saying that you thank the police officers for actually arresting. Like the way that Mark Rippon actually handled this is something that, a lot of young people or people in PR, y'all could go study this and maybe learn something because a very nasty situation that has actually turned into be not nearly as bad. Now, I do also have to say something. David Cone, can I just basically say he dropped the, well, no, duh. He's like, the Domingo Germán situation is so sad for the Yankees. Bro, he talked about how it hurt the Yankees for 5 minutes. And then he was like, oh, yeah, and it's probably really bad also, for his wife or girlfriend or, whoever he assaulted. Bro, David Cone, come on now. Are you really that? You're a legend. You're a Yankee legend. You can't just call...
Social awareness there, buddy.
Yeah, you got to have a little bit of awareness. You can't call the situation sad.
You don't talk about how this affects the Yankees before you talk about how it affects him and his family.
Correct. And basically, all he talked about was how bad this is going to hurt the Yankees and their chances to get a Super Bowl. I mean, I can't even talk now. I said Super Bowl. See, Dave Cone knocked the stupid out of everybody. No, he knocked the smart out of everybody. Now we're all stupid. But anyway, that's just like, come on, David. You're a smart man. Have a little bit of, do you watch television? Have you read a newspaper? Well, probably hadn't read a newspaper because nobody does that anymore, but I'm sure he has a cell phone. Catch with
social
the time.
awareness. Social awareness, man.
This is like a... man, I'm not going to get into it. But anyway, I got to take a quick break. We're going to pay a few bills. We'll be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. We got some baseball tonight, and I got to talk about a couple games. We'll be right back on Sports 56, 96.1, and of course, 87.7 FM.
Listen online anywhere, anytime at sports56whbq.com.
Frontier Western Store's world-famous boot showroom is waiting for you. With aisles and aisles of boots in one easy spot, you will find your next favorite pair at Frontier. Everyone loves Ariat boots, and Frontier has over 1,000 pair in that brand alone. Come grab a pair of rugged work boots like the Workhog, or discover an everyday classic in Ariat's Rambler. Tons of other brands as well: Rocky, Dan Post, Red Wing, Durango, Justin, Twisted X, and many more. Frontier constantly restocks and refreshes their lineup of boots, so you're certain to walk out of the store happy in your new comfortable footwear. They have a wide assortment of sizes available for men, women, and children. Work, dress, or play, Frontier's knowledgeable staff will cheerfully help you find the perfect fit. It's boots galore at Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road, Olive Branch, or on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated, you know it, since 1967.
Need physical therapy but don't know where to go? Tried physical therapy but had a bad experience? Grab your physician's referral and head to Revolution Physical Therapy at the corner of Goodman and Getwell. At Revolution PT, you'll get one-on-one, hands-on therapy. Better and more thorough than just going to the gym. Revolution is locally owned and staffed by neighbors who care about your maximum recovery. And they accept all major insurances. Certified in dry needling, expert in myofascial release. Always relaxed and friendly. Revolution Physical Therapy is just what you need.
Right now, you can get 5 cents off every gallon of fuel every day. That's 5 cents off every gallon with Make It Count rewards from Marathon. Plus, you can earn points for additional savings on fuel, airfare, hotels, and more. It's quick and easy to join. Just visit makeitcount.com/radio or download the free app. So start saving today with Make It Count from Marathon. Offer valid only at participating Marathon locations. Marathon, fueling the American spirit.
Tonight, 2 epic premieres everybody will be talking about. First, This Is Us returns in an extended premiere event.
One person you've never met can change everything.
If you think you know what's coming next, you don't know us. Then, on the emotional premiere of New Amsterdam, 3 women in Max's life are injured in a deadly accident. One will not survive. New Amsterdam, after the This Is Us extended premiere event, tonight on NBC.
Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical, not for sale to minors. Website restricted to adults 21 and over.
Let's be real. Most smokers aren't looking for some overcomplicated vaping machine. That's why we created My Blue. My Blue is simple. Our pre-filled liquid pods mean there's no mess. One charge and My Blue lasts all day. And with our range of flavors and nicotine options, you have a choice. My Blue answers on what matters for smokers. Real nicotine satisfaction. And right now, try My Blue for $1 at select retailers or myblue.com.
At CDW, we get that in business, the only certainty is uncertainty.
I agree. Or do I? I do, I think.
Well, an APC micro data center solution implemented by the experts at CDW provides certainty that your infrastructure will deliver the performance and support your business needs. So you're ready for anything.
I'm somewhat, maybe reasonably confident. That sounds great.
IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it. Find out more at cdw.com/APC.
I will, probably.
Now, back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
Kick it over here. Kick it.
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Here's your host, John Harden.
Gold and shackles, ball and chain. Listen to the whistle of the evening train. You know you bound to wind up dead. You don't head back to Tennessee, Jet.
Welcome back to a little Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. I love a little Jerry Garcia on a beautiful Tuesday, and I love craziness. And I was coming back just to give you some picks, finish out the show, tell you we're going to be at the Spirit Shop tomorrow. Make sure you come and see us. I can't wait for tomorrow. Remember, 4848 Poplar Avenue. We'll be there all day long. You come and see us. It is going to be awesome. But I was going to come back and give a little baseball love. But then I sit here and I look at this. I can't believe I missed this. I guess now, like, AB has been on the news so much that when I see Antonio Brown news, I kind of just gloss over it. Did you see the footage about Antonio Brown's, like, crazy furniture throwing tirade at this mansion condo complex in April from 2018? Have you watched it?
There's footage?
Yes, it came out just now. I just watched it. Like, while, like, I literally, like, whoa, you've been doing work, I guess, or whatever. I was watching this, and I am just shocked. I mean, you can see people on the bottom floor running for safety and cover because, like, they're throwing stuff from way. I mean, I'm talking about this is so bad. Anyway, I didn't know this. He had a deposition this morning, which lasted a few hours. And then, of course, he went on Instagram, which we were talking about Instagram and how people always love to put naked players for some reason on Instagram. And this is now becoming a problem. You wait, somebody's going to be like doing an Instagram thing at high school next, and they're going to have like all their friends naked on Instagram. They're going to get in trouble for like underage porn or something. Who knows? It's going to be something crazy that goes on. But anyway, technology is a mug, if you know what I'm saying. But AB is a crazy dude. He came out right after this deposition. He's like, all right, man, what a good deposition. I'm ready to move on with my day. I'm going to tell you something. If his lawyer somehow gets him out to where he is not have to pay the $35,000 per unit, and there was 4 units that were damaged, and the money that's all, like, if somehow he doesn't have to pay all the money from this little suit, I'm going to be like, this dude makes Johnny Cochran. This dude is a reincarnated version of Johnny Cochran. If the glove does not fit, it must acquit.
With all that is going around with Antonio Brown, he's going to have to pay some type of settlements at some point.
It's a good point.
There's so much going on. And when you read that SI article about all the people he has basically screwed over through the years, I mean, he's going to have to pay some money coming up soon.
And by the way, y'all know they say that he stole $80,000 cash and a 9mm firearm as well from the condo. Like, what? Like, there's just, like, reading and watching this whole lawsuit, the more I read about Antonio Brown, I'm going to tell you right now, as I was thinking about this the other day. And last night as I was watching football, I was saying to myself, man, you're the Redskins. You stink. Why not? You got to, I was like, might as well. I mean, y'all have your name, like, Daniel Snyder's like the worst owner in football.
Wait, sign AB?
I was going to say, you got to listen to it because it's going to sound crazy, and it does sound crazy. So at first I'm thinking to myself, watching last night, the embarrassment that was the Redskins. And the Redskins have had some embarrassment. They had there's a waiting list for season tickets that's so long. Remember that embarrassment? Daniel Snyder, all the stuff with him. I mean, John Gruden's been an embarrassment. The quarterback situation from RG3 back when Shanahan was there and that whole handling, the Cousins situation, just everything in Washington has been basically one big joke. I feel so sorry for their fans, people like Peter Edmiston, all that stuff. And then I was thinking to myself, I was watching that last night, you know what? They can go WWE. Take a book out of their thing and maybe just go straight villain. You know, you don't have any receivers. Jordan Reed's always injured at tight end. Adrian Peterson is your running back. He's old as dirt. Case Keenum can't play quarterback. If you want Dwayne Haskins, y'all need a better line. Hey, why not get Antonio Brown? It ain't like, I mean, I'm thinking to myself, if somebody is going to get him, you're the Washington Redskins, just go all in as the most hated team in football. You know what I mean? And then I read more about Antonio Brown, and I'm like, bro, like the Mean Machine in the prison, like, you know who Adam Sandler played for and Burt Reynolds played for back in the day? He doesn't deserve to play for the Mean Machine, and that was like, I think, the Folsom Prison football team or something. This dude is a complete jerk. I mean, he is not nice to anyone. And this has nothing to do with anything about what I've read. This all just has to do with, I mean, just today, the absolute lack of understanding. You look at the video where people at the bottom are running for their lives because some morons are throwing things off their balcony, literally could have killed somebody because they can, because he's rich and he can do what he wants. He was in a $35,000 per night condo. Has $80,000 worth of damage to this bad boy, but doesn't care. Anyway, all the people that he owes money to and just the way that he talks to them and the fact that he's done all the things that he's done. AB, I have to say, I loved watching you play football. I don't ever want to see you play football again.
There's no chance, and here's what I'll say. There's no chance he's going to get another shot in the NFL until he has mental therapy of some sort.
I don't even think that's going to work because he's going to be too old.
I mean, look, there's second chance opportunities, but you have to go get them. You can't just sit and continue to do the same thing and expect different results.
I agree. He will be 32 July 10th. So if he right now does intensive therapy all year long, he will come back at age 32. Just wanting to remind you, his game is based around speed. I don't care how awesome you are at taking care of your body. Eventually, you're going to break down, and you can say, look at Tom Brady. Tom Brady ain't running no 4.240. Tom Brady throws a football from a pocket, and he can throw that ball, and he has a great arm, and he uses his mind. AB uses his athletic ability, and he has God-given athletic ability better than most, and he went out and worked harder than most people, but he also has completely lost his damn mind. I'm wondering, did he get knocked the bleep out by Vontaze Burfict? Is that what made him a lunatic?
Every time stuff comes up like this, you got to start thinking about, he's older. He's taken a lot of shots in his day, and you wonder if he has head problems. And I'm of the camp that thinks he does. I
mean, the couple of those tweets that he. By the way, if we're going to talk about craziness, can we just go ahead and admit right now it's hard to be a pimp out there. If you remember that song, it's hard out there for a pimp. It's hard out there for Antonio Brown. He used to be a pimp. Remember that? By the way, do you remember the character Terrence Howard played in It's Hard to Be a Pimp? He, made that song famous, It's Hard Out There for a Pimp. Did anybody see Terrence Howard's crazy speech the other day? And how he was going to fix mathematics and all this crazy stuff, and then went on and put out like this, dude, what kind of drugs was he on? OMG, that was the craziest thing I've ever seen. If you haven't seen it, go to Johnny_radio. Just scroll down my Twitter. You will see the Terrence Howard madness. You have to watch it. It might be, you can't follow it. It don't make any sense. It's like AB on drugs talking, or Tyrone Biggums, or whatever. But if you want to hear some great talk, don't touch that dial. Sports Time is coming up next. For Gabe Kuhn, I'm John Harden. We're going to get out of here. We're going to have a great day. Get out there, enjoy that Memphis weather, make the world a better place. We'll see y'all on the flip side. Peace.
If you are thinking about renting or purchasing a compact excavator, the best choice is Bobcat. Bobcat excavators are made in America and proudly represented by the Mid-South's largest compact equipment dealer. With 9 offices, Williams Equipment has the most locations for rental, sales, and service. Whether you do plumbing, utilities, swimming pools, concrete breaking, or foundations, Williams Equipment has the right Bobcat excavator for you.
This is Cody Bumpus, the Bobcat Specialist of North Mississippi. Call me for a demonstration and a finance quote at 901-508-8739.
Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical, not for sale to minors. Website restricted to adults 21 and over.
Let's be real. Most smokers aren't looking for some overcomplicated vaping machine. That's